through a friend who was in the Navy online, she connected me with a soldier that was a Marine. He lost a leg in Afghanistan. He got it blown up. They were trying to save it for going on 2 years. They finally just realized there was no way they were going to be able to save this kid's leg. She got me in touch with him. He had just gone through his surgery to have his lower leg removed. And I recognized on his Facebook that he was a motorcycle guy, that he rides a motorcycle. So I talked to him for a while, got to know him a little bit, talked to him about his motorcycle. We got Ryan Garza is his name. We got him out of the hospital a month after getting his leg removed. Got him back on a bike. He came to, I think it was our 8th annual motorcycle poker run in Las Vegas. We flew him out. He rode with us that day, got the wind in his face again and the sun on his back. He spoke at our last stop of the ride. And it was him and Jacob Schick. Jacob Schick is another Marine that lost 2 legs in combat. Jacob came out to speak. Jacob doesn't ride. He just came out to speak. And the stark contrast between the 2 young men speaking was very apparent to everybody there. We had over 300 people there. A couple hundred bikes showed up. It was a great day. And it was really interesting to see Jacob, who does a lot of public speaking, and it's one of the things that has become his new purpose, running the 22 Kill Foundation, raising awareness about the plight that many of our veterans are in. He was very polished and very funny and had everybody laughing and crying at the same time. And then Ryan stepped up and spoke, and I didn't really expect him to speak, but he wanted to speak. So very raw, literally a month out of the hospital from getting his leg amputated. And I had the sense right then, as he was talking about what he'd been going through and where he was at psychologically, that we probably saved his life, bringing him out, getting him mixed up with a bunch of other people, getting him up in front of a bunch of other people to talk about what he was going through and give him that outlet. He is now doing amazing. 5 years later, he's got a service dog. He's been going through some brain mapping courses that we've hooked him up with, getting some counseling, getting himself cleaned up. He was self-medicating severely back then, and I was very worried about him. But he's come out the other side. He's doing a great job. He's just finishing up writing a book about his journey, and he's doing a lot more public speaking. And so it's been really cool to see him find a new purpose, see him find a new path, and be part of that process for him. And he's one of many that I've run across that we've managed to give a hand up and help them kind of stay on track. Just look up Xtreme Couture GI Foundation.org. We have events going on across the country. We're a small organization, but we have a lot of friends and family that wanted to get involved with this mission. And so we just had our Quad City ride. This is the 3rd year we've done that in Quad Cities. We're setting up a ride for Nashville, Tennessee. We've just had our 13th annual ride in Vegas in May. We've got rides going on in the Pacific Northwest. So all the times there are events and things going on. This appearance is part of that same mission, coming here to talk about the foundation, to get some exposure for the foundation. And so that's a way people can get involved. You know, go find a vet, go find somebody that you know served, and see what they need. You know, they need, as much as thank you for your service is gratifying and a nice thing to say, stepping up and helping out some of these guys that are struggling while they're in that transition and walked away from that uniform is something that people can do. We have another foundation that we work with very closely. I run the Nevada chapter called MVP, Merging Vets and Players. You can find that one at vetsandplayers.org. So if you are a vet or you're a retired athlete and you've walked away from your sport, both situations, walking away from that uniform is again, a very difficult thing to do. And that transition is full of pitfalls, self-medicating, all kinds of stuff. And we all know the statistics. You know, we're losing 22 soldiers a day to PTSD and suicide. And so I like that the fights are called 22 beat down. Let's beat that number down as close to 0 as we can get it. I know it's not realistic to think it's ever going to be 0, but we can affect these guys by giving them an outlet, a place where no stigma is attached. They can vent, they can be vulnerable, give them assistance, financial assistance, take the pressure off of them a little bit, so they can get back to being contributive members of our society. So vetsandplayers.org. You can, if you're a vet or a former athlete, tune into one of our Zoom meetings, get a workout in, sit and talk with other people that speak the same language, that are going through the same transitions. That peer-on-peer counseling has been ridiculously powerful.